Welcome to my database project, and I'll be taking you through my database system. So recently in Ghana, there's been an introduction to a new database system that aims to house all the citizens of Ghana. So all data is harmonized and reduces redundancy. It also makes a way to link all different kinds of IDs to one ID, which is the Ghana card. So we'll first talk about strong entities, which is the citizen, employee, office, and workstation, and truck as well. So for citizen, it is linked to identification, which is a generalized form of all other types of identification since they have the same attributes. This includes passport, but because passport has a different type um, of requirements, it has a different branch, but it's still generalized into identification. Then every citizen has exactly one certificate. So because it's a one-to-one relationship, birth certificate is going to be absorbed into citizen. Citizen is also linked to district office, and because of the nature of this relationship, there's going to be an introduction to a registered at table, which is going to include the IDs of district office and citizen. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the employee and then the offices. So considering the fact that we're only dealing with what the citizen goes through, who the citizen interacts with, the only employees we have are registration official and MRO, which is the mobile registration officer. So the registration official verifies what a citizen gives to them and then writes it down, which is then sent to the MRO and is keyed by the MRO to make the information digital. And they use a workstation to do this. So a district office has a registration official and an MRO. The reason this isn't linked directly to employees is because the citizen has different interactions between the registration and MRO, registration official and MRO, instead of one employee exactly. So we have this process of the MRO also linking to this. Initially, MRO was linked to workstation, but it had a many-to-many relationship, so decomposed into an MRO workstation. So the arrow was not involved yet. But then we later realized that district office was linked to workstation, which was a one-to-many relationship as well. And due to this being one-to-many and then that being one-to-many, it would have had a fan trap. So we had to link it in a different way. So I then linked registration official to the MRO workstation, which made this our MRO workstation. And then we have the offices. So one assumption is that every region has one regional office, and a citizen cannot register at a regional office, only a district office. Another assumption is that the regional office was responsible for printing and sending the cards to the district office. So after the data is entered into the workstation, the regional office has that data and then is printed and sent to the district office through a truck. So each regional office has exactly one or two trucks. So since they require at least one for transporting this and at most two, this is how the relationship is represented. Then the truck then delivers the cards to the district office. So I'll take you through the enterprise rules now. So here are enterprise rules. A citizen has 0 or many ID cards, and an ID card belongs to only one citizen. And then for birth certificate, a citizen has exactly one birth certificate, and a birth certificate belongs to exactly one citizen. Then a citizen can register at either no office at all, so they don't register at all, or one district office. they can register multiple district offices. And then a district office can register zero or many citizens. So that means the district office can exist without registering a citizen. But when it does, it's a many relationship. And then a district office has one or many registration officials, and a registration official belongs to exactly one district office. So an RO can't work at multiple district offices. Then we have an MRO having one or many MRO workstations, but each one belongs to exactly one MRO. And then we have a workstation having either zero or many MRO workstations, and then an MRO having exactly one workstation. And then we also have registration official being involved in one or many of this. And then this can have exactly one registration official. So a regional office prints and sends cards to one or two trucks, and a truck sends cards printed by exactly one regional office. And then we have a truck delivers to one or many district offices, but a district office receives delivery from exactly one truck. So here we have the SQL, and first we have the citizen table, which has all the attributes of citizen, and then also has the attributes of birth certificate, because like we said earlier, is absorbed into citizen. Then we have the identification, which is the generalized form of all the ID cards. We have driver's license, TIN, NHIS card, voter's ID, and then passports. Then we have the office, which is the generalized form of the offices, which is the district office and regional office. Then we have the truck, which has VIN, brand, model, year made, and then regional office ID. And then we have the district office, and then the registers at table, which was as a result of the relationship between the citizens table and the district office table. And we have regional office employee, we have registration official, MRO, which is the mobile registration officer. And we have workstation, RO, MRO workstation. And then here we have all the insert statements. So we'll run our queries and get the results. So for the first query, we want to have a list of all the employees that are registration officials, in case we need to find out or let them have a change in the way of how they do things as registration officials. And then we have the next one, which is a list of emails of all employees working at a particular district office. So this is the district office we used, and it returned these people working there. Then the next one is how many trucks each regional office has. So there could be instances where we need to reassign the trucks. So maybe this regional office doesn't need all the two, so we can remove one and reassign it to a different one, which is one of the purposes of this. And then we also have a query that gives a list of citizens that are registered at a particular office. So in case something happened at one of the offices and users need to be informed that it's going to be a delay or they have to redo something, this is where it will be necessary. So we can get the telephone numbers of them. And as you can see here, we have the telephone numbers of all those in the office ID, which was also from here. And then we have a list of citizens that haven't registered yet, which is here. So this just returns all the citizens that don't have an office ID linked to them. And then the next one is this gives the vehicle identification number of trucks in a particular district. So in a particular district office, so all the trucks that go to that district, so it can either be 1 or 2. And then for the final one, we have a list of MROs that use that particular workstation, and this to keep track to see if any false or invalid information is entered at a workstation. We can trace the people who have used it, and here we see an example. Thank you.